Okay, so I have been getting certain little notifications from the universe that have compelled me to share my perspective on the best way to get through a breakup. And before we get started, I want to get one thing straight. We're talking about a break up. Ain't nobody breaking down. I'm confident that if you follow these steps listed in this video, you're going to be on your way to an Ariana Grande thank you next glow up era in no time. So if you're anybody that is going through a breakup, having a hard time with a breakup, considering a breakup, anything like that, I encourage you to continue watching this video and see if these steps can help you. All right, let's get started. Step one. All right, so step one is going to take a little bit of soul searching, and I want you to take this step very seriously before going any further. All right, commandment. So the first commandment is going to be, girl, be real with yourself, okay? Look deep inside yourself and ask yourself, am I really done? Am I ready to go through this breakup and become the best version of me and heal? Or am I secretly hoping to get this person back? Am I secretly hoping to make them miss me? Am I trying to show them? Am I trying to get revenge? Anything like that. If the answer is yes, that you're ready, you're done, you're ready to move on, you're ready to go through the breakup, then I encourage you to keep watching. We're going to get you there, girl. If the answer is no, that's okay too. Don't be too hard on yourself. 9 times out of 10, toxic situations, toxic relationships, things like that, they are going to take multiple attempts for you to really truly break that bond. So don't be hard on yourself. Just save this video though and come back and see me in 6 months when you're really, really ready, okay? Let's not waste each other's time. So the commandment number 1 is be real with yourself and ask yourself, am I really done? Am I ready to move on and put all this bullshit behind me? Okay? Okay, so for the next phase of our breakup commandments, we're going to move into the activation of P mode. So what the heck is P mode? All right, let's break it down. The second commandment is going to be pray. Like, you have an all-powerful Father who is there for you, who has your back, who can do things that you can't imagine. So every morning you drop down to your knees and you pray to your Father and ask him to be with you through this. And also you could pray for that person that you're breaking up with. You can pray for strength, and you can have whatever private, intimate conversations with God that are on your heart, because he is there for you. Okay, and then the next P is going to be, I want you to think back to when you were in kindergarten and you put on your little Girl Scout outfit and you said your vow every morning and you said your motto, always be prepared, okay? So the third commandment is going to be prepared. Let's not play the little game of being naive, sit around wondering, is this person going to come back? Are they going to pop up? Are they thinking about me? They are, okay? And he is going to come back. Be prepared for that. Stay strong in your convictions that you're done. And don't be naive. Be prepared that he's going to try every trick in the book to get you back wrapped around his finger. So the third commandment is be prepared. Now, all right, so now the fourth commandment, moving on to the next P, that's going to be protect yourself. So right now you're in a vulnerable state. You're in pain. You're heartbroken. Protect yourself. There's people around that can smell that. They can smell that vulnerability, miles away. And not everybody in the world has your best interests at heart. So this is not the time to be like linking up with new people or putting yourself out there like that. Protect yourself. Protect your privacy. Protect what you're going through right now. protect that experience, and pass. Pass on the dates, pass on the encounters and things like that. Now is not the time. So that commandment is going to be protect yourself. I think that's the fourth commandment: protect yourself. Okay, so now we have the basics down. Be real with yourself. Pray. Be prepared. Protect yourself. Now we're moving on to commandment number 5. And commandment number 5 is no contact. Okay? This is another thing. Please don't play around with this. If you're serious, be serious about it. It's a serious situation. Get serious. So, no contact. What does that mean? Block him. Block his mama, block his mama's mama. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson, but just like we said, I am for real. So block him on everything. Don't even leave Cash App open, okay? Because he will find a way to wiggle back in there. Also, do no posting things to try and get his attention, subliminals, different things like that. Just go no contact. Take this time to be with yourself. To stop thinking about him all the time. This is about you. So no contact. That's pretty simple. Commandment number 5, no contact. So now you've went no contact. You have your strong relationship with God. You've protected yourself. It's time to move into commandment number 6. Commandment number 6 is going to be to grieve. Okay, we are not city girls. Life is not a city girls songs. We are strong, loving, nurturing women with human emotions and experiences. So this is the time. Go ahead, cry your eyeballs out. Write out in your journal everything that you're going through. Spend time with friends and family. Your friends and family are there for you. They love you. You can open up to them, speak what's going on. A lot of times talking about things, is the beginning of starting to heal it. Right? So this is the time to grieve, cry, scream, break shit, whatever you need to do. But when you go out in public or anything like that, you keep your chin up and you hold your head up high. The world does not need to see your pain. That's something that you protect, and don't put it out there for that. Don't even let him get the satisfaction of seeing you hurt or anything like that. Out in public, you keep your head high. You have nothing to be ashamed of. You were a person that opened up your heart and chose to love, and it didn't work out. The world doesn't need to see that. That's for you, God, and the people close to you that truly love you. So go ahead and take your time and grieve however long that takes you. Don't get stuck in it for years or anything like that. Some people can do it in a couple of days. If you really got a cancer heart like me, it might take you 6 months or something. But, take a little bit of time to process those things. Otherwise, if you don't grieve it, you're a human, if you shove it down in there, it's going to pop up. You're going to be like that Rod Wave song, crying to a love song on the dance floor or something. It's going to come out at an inconvenient time, and it deserves to be acknowledged. Your pain and hurt is like your little inner baby, that it deserves a hug. Your pain deserves a hug. It deserves to be acknowledged. It did happen. It did hurt, and that's okay. So commandment number 6, grieve. Okay, so for the next commandment is go ahead and strap up your seatbelt and get ready for this, because this step is going to be intense. It's going to be challenging. It's going to take some courage. But this is going to be a thing that flips the script on the whole situation and changes it from this sad, heartbreaking experience to this positive, uplifting, healing opportunity. Commandment number 7 is going to be dig deep. Okay, what do I mean by dig deep? You're going to be doing some intense one-on-one therapy with yourself and with God, okay? You can do your own research, or actually even you can go see an actual therapist, professional therapist, if you have that kind of money and If not, you can also do some of this work on your own. And what I'm going to encourage you to do is do the C method. So what is the C method? So we're going to look into the shadow, the ego, and early childhood. Okay, when it comes to the shadow, a lot of times we see in other people things that are actually in ourselves. It's called projections. And you might be thinking things about this person that you're breaking up with, like, wow, they just brought out this other side of me, like they bring this out of me. Or on the other side of it, I can't believe they could do something like that. You might be feeling like critical of them. That's the shadow, okay? So you need to ask yourself, first of all, if they're bringing out a side of you, that side is in you. It's in you, sis. You got the magic. You got the sauce. So try and learn why you have suppressed that part of yourself in the first place, and let that person come out to play as well. Integrate with that side of you. It was in you all along. Thankfully, this person came along and helped show you that. And then on the other side of it, if you find yourself projecting in the negative way, whereas you can't believe certain things that they would do and being highly critical, dig really deep and ask yourself, is this something that you have done? Have you done something similar? 9 times out of 10, you can relate in some way, and this will help you see that it's really coming from the parts of ourself that we can't accept and has little to do with this other person. And it will also help you with forgiveness and compassion for this other person, which is going to be essential for healing as well. So those are some examples about the shadow. And the next part of the C method is going to be ego. Okay, so if you find yourself thinking things like, how dare he, or why hasn't he called me, or he has some nerve treating me like this, that could be a little bit of a notification that you have an inflated ego. None of us are the Queen of England, sis. Like, this is an entitlement type of energy, like inflated ego. So that can get you in some trouble, and that's something that's worth exploring as well. The last part of the C method is going to be early childhood. It's crazy how much our relationships, our romantic relationships, are reenactments of our early childhood. So you can ask yourself questions like, who does this person remind me of? Am I trying to get something from them that I couldn't get in early childhood? Am I 8 years old again, waiting on the porch for my dad to pick me up, and he never comes, like Drake's song or J. Cole or whoever, but like different things like that. I'm trying to consolidate this process for the sake of time, but obviously this is intense, lifelong work that we can always be constantly doing. But these are just like some of the examples. You can get books, see a therapist, do independent research, all on this topic of digging deep and looking within. And the reason too why it's important to find correlations to early childhood is because once you see the magician's tricks, you're not going to fall for it again. So when we're able to identify these things, that's pretty much 70% of the battle, is just identifying that. We kind of we see the magician's tricks, and we're not going to fall for them again. We're not going to drag the same old story into our next relationship. We're going to have a more healthy adult relationship. So that's why it's important to dig deep, do therapy work, and really find the inner depth meaning of the situation and why you had such an intense bond with this person. It's for a reason, and it's usually unhealed things or unresolved issues within ourselves that need to be addressed. If we don't address them, then we never really fully heal. If we don't discover them, process them, and figure out why it's going on, then we just keep repeating the cycle. So Commandment number 8 is going to be general housekeeping. So these are going to be just like day-to-day things that need to be addressed pretty much from day one, or as soon as you have a little bit of sense about you. It kind of goes back to being prepared and stuff like that, but we'll make a whole commandment of general housekeeping. So what exactly does that mean? For one thing, routines, right? Our brains get very comfortable with predictable patterns and routines. So you need to be aware of if you saw this guy like every Sunday afternoon, you need to be prepared and have some housekeeping plans for Sunday afternoons. Your brain is going to miss him. Your brain is going to crave that familiarity and that comfort of the routine. So if you used to see him every Sunday at 4 p.m., guess what? Sundays at 4, you do Pilates now. You go to the gym now. You find some hobby, find something that you can pour your passion to and help get your mind off things. Nobody wants to be sitting around thinking about some guy all the time. So find some hobby, some outlet. It's therapeutic. It's awesome. You can do painting, working out, rollerblading. The list just goes on and on. Whatever it is you're into, and that's gonna fill you up too, because you're gonna be doing things that you love that you might have been neglecting for a while since this knucklehead came along. Okay, so housekeeping, yeah. Filling your routine specifically for times that you used to engage with that person. So switch it up, be prepared, be ahead of it, be a step ahead of it. Sometimes our brain is not our best friend, and we can control that, so it doesn't control us. Another thing is playlists. So go ahead and make a whole new playlist of old songs you haven't listened to in a long time, all new songs you never heard of. Go ahead and switch up your whole playlist. The last thing in the world that you need is to be driving down the street, then that old country song that y'all dance to comes on. Next thing you know, you're sitting outside the Ford dealership playing Kissy Face and Cosign on a truck. We're not going to be triggered like that. And music is a very powerful trigger to trigger nostalgia and things like that, and kind of cloud our vision. So be ahead of the game and go ahead and switch that playlist ASAP. Another thing is going to be gifts and different sentimental things. So if you're a smart girl, you'll just go ahead and get rid of all of that stuff. You don't need to be haunted by somebody and walk into a room and constantly be reminded of them. Take control, get rid of all the gifts. Now, if this one is particularly hard for you, if you're a bit sentimental or perhaps even a little materialistic, I get it. It's just like Denzel says, like, I'm from around the way. I'm leaving with something. And I get it. So when it comes to the gifts, this is one that I will cut you a little bit of slack on. If we're really being super smart girls here, we'll go ahead and get rid of all that shit and not think twice about it. But let's be real, you go through all this, like sometimes we want something to show for it. So I'll cut you some slacks with the gifts, but you do need to at least go stash them away for a while. Go out, stash it at your sister's house, or put it up in a closet somewhere where you're not going to see it for a long time until you fully process everything, so that you're not triggered and triggered causes us to react to things and do things and like mess up your whole day over something like that. There's nothing more valuable than our mental state and our emotional state and where we are. So basically when it comes to housekeeping, it just comes down to getting a life, making sure you have a fulfilling routine. You're working on hobbies, you're working on yourself, going to the gym, doing all these things that are going to uplift your spirit. Stay away from self-sabotaging things. Like if you go a little hard with drinking or anything like that, like now's not the time to drown yourself in poison. Okay, so take good care of yourself, eat healthy, drink water, build yourself up, give yourself that love. Okay, so commandment number 8 is general housekeeping. Get a life. Okay, so for commandment number 9, now you are getting to the promised land. This is your rainbow after the storm. This is what all your hard work is for. So now you have reached commandment number 9 of acceptance and forgiveness. A lot of times, we get so attached to person, places, and things in life that we think we're meant to hold on to them forever. And the truth is, nothing really lasts forever. Some people are meant to come into our life for a specific purpose and for a specific time frame. So that means once the purpose is complete, they're no longer involved in your journey anymore. Your paths separate, and that's okay. It's a beautiful thing. You're on to the next journey. So this is your Ariana moment. One taught me love, one taught me patience, one taught me pain. Turned out so amazing. So this is acceptance, this is freedom, this is the light at the end of the tunnel. You made it. Congratulations. This is also the time when we're going to be consciously working on forgiveness. As tempting as it is to villainize other people and paint them out to be this bad guy, that's avoidance of digging deep and looking within, because at the end of the day, we're all God's children, we're all human, we all have traumas, we all have triggers, we all have stuff that we're dealing with, and I'm sure there are things that you can relate to and find some sort of compassion so that you can forgive this fellow human. Could be a human from hell, but nonetheless still a human. So commandment number 9 is acceptance and forgiveness. Congratulations, you made it to the promised land. Look at you, sis. I'm so proud of you. You decided to follow these 10 breakup commandments and stick to the script so you could be the best healed version of you. And it's funny because if you let these guys tell it, they're going to say that a girl only has 2 choices when she gets her heart broke, and that is hoe up or blow up. But they forgot all about commandment number 10, which is the healthy girl glow up.
And it's all because I'm working on my energy. Cleaning up, I'm taking care of myself and me.